welcome to week 2 of the van build. If you didn't watch last week, I'll put a link up here somewhere. Go and check that out. That'll explain why I've just bought a massive van. Oh, that's still light. That's the exhaust just snapped. So the plan this week is continue cleaning. I started last week, but it got a bit cold. Sun's back out now, so it should be a bit more bearable. I've got the sound deadening, which is falling off the ceiling. I need to take that off before I stick the new stuff on. Give everything a good clean, like I said. And there's also bits of metal in the floor for some reason that need grinding off, and then rust treating the floor. That should keep me busy for a couple of days. It's kind of coming off on its own, in parts. Before we take it all off, I'll just show you the difference that sound deadening actually makes. This is obviously old stuff anyway, but metal panel versus very metal panel. So imagine the whole van being done like that, especially now I'm not going to have a bulkhead fitted. I am literally in the van, so I'm going to hear everything. So the more effort I put into making this right, the better long term. It's not what you want to hear going down the road, is it? So yeah, got a load of stuff coming from Dodo Mat. I think that'll be next week, so I'm looking forward to doing that. So I want to just get it all ready so I can crack on once that stuff arrives. It's coming off not too badly. I'll just get a little scraper to get the thing, but it's not leaving a residue or anything. It's actually coming off quite cleanly. This is the factory fitted stuff. I think it's a lot harder to get off. I kind of started now, so I'm already tired of working above my head. Right, I think that's the ceiling done as far as I can for now. I'm going to get some degreaser and just give it all a wipe down. But there's all these things in the floor that need grinding out. Those little studs like this, all over the place. I need to grind these out. Just had that come down at me. Oh, bloody hell. So that's all the studs in the floor ground out. There's a couple on the walls that I've done as well. I'm just trying to break up the jobs. I know I still need to finish off the ceiling, which I'm going to do next, but trying to work with the hands like that, it's just a bit uncomfortable. So I'm going to, now that I've had a rest working on the floor, I'm going to work back on the ceiling, is what I'm trying to say. I'm going to go brake and clutch cleaner. Never lets you down, does it? Don't breathe this stuff in. Don't get it in your eyes. Probably go through this at home. Straight at my eye. If only I had some goggles. Brake cleaner didn't really work on the ceiling. Just gonna have to use too much of it to get anywhere, and it's not very nice to breathe in. So I'll probably try some petrol or something. That normally dissolves that horrible glue stuff. I ain't got any petrol here, so I'll come back to that. For now though, before I wash the van and put loads of moisture in here. I'm just going to treat any rust on the floor. I've got some rust repair stuff. It's like vac tan or fur tan. It's a gel one. I've never used this kind before. Bit weird. So I let the rust treatment dry overnight and cure, and yeah, it's come up pretty well. A lot of the patches it's converted to like the pale bluey purple to black colour, but I'm still going to put, I've decided, a coat of red oxide over the top, over the whole floor, just to further protect it. That's going to take a little while to dry though, so I'll do that a bit later in the day. For now though, you know, I was going to fully wash the inside of the van, but I want to keep moisture out as much as possible, especially if I'm going to paint the floor later on. It'll take ages to dry out. So bought a big bag of wipes. These are from Toolstation. I think they're doing Screwfix as well, but these are so much better than normal Wonder wipes. You know, most of the ones you get in the tubs now, they're all like thin. They used to be great. These have stayed huge, and they just last for ages compared to the normal ones. Anyway, enough talk of wipes. Yeah, I'm going to wipe down all the panels, and then I've also picked some petrol up to hopefully melt this glue on the roof, and yeah, go from there. Should be a decent enough surface to stick the sound deadening to, and then the insulation. Next, petrol to the ceiling. Probably wear goggles for this. Smells amazing. It works well too. Take a while though. That was a shit job. Took me about 3 hours in total. I had to keep stopping just to catch some air because the petrol fumes, not the best. That melted my gloves. Is that melted through? Just gonna let some air circulate in here without any petrol vapour, and then do the floor maybe if I've got time. Just working above your head. And the petrol. One floor painted. I'd be glad to breathe just pure air in for a bit. Kind of beer of the week. 0.0 because I'm driving and it's the only thing in the fridge. I thought I'd just answer a couple questions that popped up on the first fan build video, mainly around layout and stuff. I'll write them down, hang on. So a few of you asked, why don't I just fit a rack down the side of the van like the window fitters have? One answer really, British weather. Now I got caught out a few times on the wide beam build by taking stuff on the roof rack, and some of the bits of pine got a bit of blue stain and stuff. It's not the end of the world, but just not having to carry materials and strap them to the side or wrap them up. Strap them to the side and have to wrap them up if it's raining. Yeah, it's just a bit of a nightmare. Same goes for the roof rack. A few of you mentioned, why don't I just get a roof rack? Now, on a car it's not too bad, but this thing's like 2.8 meters high. Trying to lift a sheet of 18mm plywood up onto the roof on my own is just not going to happen, and I'm still going to have to wrap it if it's raining. So I don't want any materials have to be stored outside. Obviously, I probably will put a roof rack on, depending on what I go solar panels wise and what room I've got. But yeah, just storing any materials on the outside of a vehicle in the UK, it's fine. Well, it's not even fine through summer, that's a lie. But yeah, if I want to work throughout the year, then being able to store materials, not only just materials, but if I want to pick any furniture up, if I want to do anything, just being able to store large items inside without being restricted by a bed, if that makes sense. Then a few of you mentioned fitting a false floor and lying the plywood in on the floor flat. That's not a bad idea. I did consider it, but that floor is going to come into my living space by 8 foot because it's 8-foot sheets. That leaves me with not a lot of room with maximum head height. The reason for getting the high roof is so I can stand up without hitting my head. Now, I appreciate by having a 6-foot bed at 4 foot high, hopefully I'm not going off on tangent here, by having the bed raised, it's only 6 foot long, whereas if I have the floor that height, it's 8 foot, so I save 2 foot of eating into my living space. But anyway, I've come up with another idea and I've just bought something. It's called a Racer Pro heavy lift storage system. I don't know if they make them new anymore. I found one on eBay for 150 quid. Basically, someone mentioned it on a forum, and it's essentially a pulley system, mainly it's designed to be used to lift stuff off the floor in garage and store it above head height. The lifting capacity is like 250 pounds. I think that translates to 18 stone, so it would lift me fine. But what I'm thinking is just to be able to lift the bed right up out of the way, literally touching the ceiling when I'm not using it would be great. And then when I lower it down, it's probably going to sit on top of my toolbox or something anyway, so it's not going to be maxed out. I don't know how I won't get on it if it's not sat on something anyway. Just to be safe, and I'll probably come up with some anchoring system, stop it swaying about and all that. But yeah, that's the route I'm going. I'm going to try and fit it myself. All I need to do is it's 4 foot wide, so it fits a standard double. I just need to extend the length of it to 6 foot to fit a normal small double mattress. And that lifting system, it comes with a little winding handle, but you can also just attach a drill. And obviously, having a drill, that's going to be really handy. So it just makes sense. I did toy with the idea of creating a pulley system myself, which some people have done successfully. But I think that's just a bit too complicated for me, pulleys and motors and stuff. So this kit basically works out the box. I just need to mount it securely to the ceiling so it doesn't fall down. But yeah, thanks for all the lovely comments on the last video as well. I really appreciate it. I'm not sure how I'm going to be doing videos wise now. I know this is a bit of a short one, but the next time I'm back here with the van, I'm hoping to have insulation delivered so I can start insulating the sides. I've got windows have arrived, so I need to cut those out. That's quite a big job, and I need to figure out some roof vents and a lot more. So yeah, plenty to do. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you to my patrons, and I'll see you at some point in the future. The ceiling, because that's falling down on its own. I've got some new stuff coming. Bloody quarry sirens, that sounds like German invasion. So plans for the next couple of days, I need to actually clean the back of this. I tried last week, but it got a bit cold. Oh my. Right, task 1 this week, strip off all the old sound dead. Right, task 1 for this week. I cannot get this right.